One of the first TV spots for Transformers The Last Knight just dropped, and it's called Secret Past, and I'm going to break this thing down for you guys, let you know what I found, what I thought. Definitely some theories in there, so let's get started. The spot starts out with this shot of what looks like a study or an office, and what really sticks out to me is this pillar that's right here, and this is from Transformers Dark of the Moon, where Sentinel Prime used the pillars to transport Cybertron to Earth. And that's another connection to that movie, so maybe that is confirmation of Cybertron being the planet that's hurtling towards Earth and not Unicron. I would still kind of like it to be Unicron, but you know, the more I think about it and the more I hear about it, it's most likely just Cybertron. We also hear Anthony Hopkins' character, Sir Edmund Burton, talk about the legend, and we've heard most of this dialogue before. But we get this shot of like this poster wall, and if you look really closely you can see a bunch of recognizable characters on this wall, such as Bumblebee, Hound, Optimus Prime, and what even looks like the telescope of the Decepticon doctor guy from Revenge of the Fallen. Now that may be a stretch, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. But clearly whoever owns this place, which we assume is Anthony Hopkins' character, Sir Edmund Burton, he's kind of like a Transformers fan. He's just collecting all this like Transformers memorabilia, and I find that interesting. But I have a feeling, and I can almost guarantee you that 90% of this TV spot will not actually be in the movie. The dialogue, yes, but the video, the visuals, most likely no. And at least not like this, because it just seems too trailerish to me, and that's why I don't think it's going to be in the movie. So we get more shots of the medieval battle, and one thing that I noticed that I didn't notice before is like the spikes coming out of these fireballs. Now, is that new, or was that there all along? As far as I can tell, it's new, because I don't remember seeing like spikes coming out of the fire. And I'm still excited to see this scene in particular. It's going to be interesting to see Michael Bay's take on this kind of battle, I think. So we get this shot of this picture that contains Drift hanging out with a bunch of samurais. And that's cool, but what drives me nuts about this is they're supposed to be robots in disguise. And throughout this entire TV spot, we see them not in disguise. They're just like, hey, what's up? We're posing in a picture. It's like, you're kind of just putting yourself out there, aren't you? You're not a robot in disguise. Now you're just a robot. Good job. Then we get this shot of what looks like the Cybertronian Knights, because this axe, we have actually seen this axe before in, I believe it was the last trailer, when all those like knights are beating up Optimus on that big ship that comes out of the ocean. And that's pretty interesting. Maybe these guys are actually going to have character development, at least a little bit. And maybe they'll have actual voices instead of just, you know, what the typical throwaway Transformer character voice that they usually put on these characters. This shot is very interesting to me for several reasons. For starters, this is Hot Rod. He has Lamborghini parts, and the date on this picture is 1901. Lamborghinis didn't exist back then, okay? So he shouldn't have Lamborghini parts on him. This picture is also titled The Order of the Witwickens, as in the Witwicky family. So maybe, you know, this is like Sam Witwicky's ancestors, and the Hot Rod was possibly a guardian of either the order, the family, or just one of the people in there. I hope that we'll get some backstory on that, but knowing the way that the Transformers movies have gone in the past, we probably won't. Now there's a bunch of quick shots, and I'm going to go through them really quick to show you what I found. Here we get a shot of Hound in a picture. This is Megatron. It's a statue head of Megatron. And again, this is why I don't think it's actually going to be in the movie, because supposedly this is supposed to be like happening at the same time as Megatron having this form. So it's like, how does Megatron have that form unless he gets it from a previous night and he just like takes his form or something? I don't really know. And this painting here, from what I see, that is Shockwave. It's really hard to see, but as far as I could tell, that is Shockwave in this painting. And it's pretty interesting. There's not much else to say about it. Then we get this shot of a portrait of Abraham Lincoln. And this has me thinking, what if, it's a crazy theory, but what if Cogman has the same kind of ability transformation as the Transformer, the evil Transformer girl robot from Revenge of the Fallen, the one that transformed into a human? What if Cogman has or had that ability to transform into humans? Because they do show us a lot of presidents in this, and Cogman is very proper. Maybe he has like portrayed presidents in the past. Who knows? And maybe, I don't know, maybe he was Abraham Lincoln. It's a crazy, stupid theory, but you never know with this. I mean, the title of this is Secret Past, and then the tagline is Rethink the Past. So, you know, they're just messing around with anything and everything that they can with these Transformers movies. And I like it and I don't like it, because every new movie that comes out, it's like, well, you know, what we said in the last one, that's not really true, because this is what's actually true, you know. Because, I don't know, it's hard to really follow along. I feel like we're watching the X-Men movies where the past keeps changing and the storyline is never just a coherent plot line. It's just movie, 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 movie. And we'll just make up a new history every movie. This one, I feel like they're connecting a little bit more to the previous movies, but they're still rewriting a lot of history within the movie universe. Here we see a shot of that tank that was with Anthony Hopkins' character, Sir Edmund Burton, in the last clip that we got with Hot Rod. Obviously, this is World War II, and, you know, again, not in disguise, but helping the good guys. Now, this painting, I can't tell who it is. It's either Shockwave or Megatron or just some other Decepticon. You know, there's not really much to take away from it other than, why does this painting exist? Someone just wanted to paint a Decepticon with fire, yes, and smoke. And then we hear Anthony Hopkins say they have been here forever. And what I find interesting about this shot is it's a cool shot because we didn't get to see this part. We only saw the second part of this. And there are only 4 of these knights. But then if you look really closely, you get like 2 frames of a 5th sword. So there are 5 knights. They're not showing us the 5th knight. Maybe it's Optimus. Who knows? But what would bother me about this is that Optimus Prime didn't get to Earth until 2007 in the first Transformers movie, where they came from outer space when Bumblebee sent up the signal. So yeah, that would be a little confusing, but I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest. So again, Anthony Hopkins says they've been here forever in the shadows. And according to what we've already seen in this TV spot, they have definitely not been in the shadows. They've just been like out in the open, like, hey, take my picture. I helped. You know, just, they're all posing for these pictures. And I don't know, it goes against the Transformers or robots in disguise. And that's the only problem I have with it. It's cool that they're doing this whole thing with, you know, a lot of the Autobots and some of the Decepticons have had a hand in, you know, forming human history. We get this shot of an Autobot, who we assume is an Autobot, attacking a Nazi stronghold. And I like this idea. It's kind of cool. I hope that they show more of this scene. I have a feeling this will probably be at the beginning and not the King Arthur stuff. But again, we'll see. I don't think this is Bumblebee. It could very well be Bumblebee. But being set in the 40s, that is when the Volkswagen Beetle, around that time, that's when it first came out. So we could potentially see Bumblebee in his Volkswagen Beetle form in this movie. And I think that would be great because it would give more background into the 2007 Transformers when Sam Witwicky's trying to buy the car, and right next to Bumblebee is a Volkswagen Beetle, and when Sam Witwicky closes the door, Bumblebee opens up his other door and hits the other car. I think it's like, get this crap out of here. I don't want to think about my past type of thing. That would be cool. And I think that would be just a brilliant idea, and they better go for it. And here we get our last shot of like this figurine of Optimus Prime standing there with a sword. He's in his knight armor, meaning his armor, his form of Age of Extinction in this movie. So it's like, this isn't old, this is new, unless, again, Optimus was part of the King Arthur legend. But who is this character next to Optimus? Is this Hot Rod? Is it Bumblebee? It's really hard to tell who this is, but they're like, they got this like, stance that they're just thinking. And I honestly don't know who it is. It's really hard to tell. But again, this stuff will most likely, 95% sure that this stuff will not be in the movie. The dialogue, yes, again, but the video, probably not. Most likely not. So that's the TV spot, guys. I found it very interesting, but it's not consistent with the storyline that we've been watching over the past few movies. And that to me is very distracting, and it's kind of frustrating. But I still really did like this TV spot. When more TV spots come out, I will break them down for you guys. I don't think we're going to get another trailer because we're about a month and a half away from the release, and I don't think that they'll give us another trailer in that time. But I might be wrong. I have a feeling that they're just going to overload us with TV spots, with showing us a new shot, like every other TV spot, maybe 2 shots. But, you know, that's how these Transformers movies goes. They give us like 30 TV spots. And I'm going to break down the ones that have good stuff in them, not just the ones that are just re-edits of stuff that we've already seen. But I'm also going to be reviewing the past 4 movies. I'm not going to do Transformers the movie, unless you guys really want me to. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. But I'm going to do Transformers, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, Dark the Moon, Age of Extinction, all leading up to the last night when that one comes out. And I'm also going to do a top 10 video of things that I think should happen, or at least that I want to happen in Transformers The Last Night. So stay tuned for those videos, guys. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of when we upload new content. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.